Kim Yoo-jung's new drama is absolutely wild. She outshines the original 1000%. Imagine a porcelain doll that whispers secrets to the shadows, pulling you into a web of silk and venom where every glance is a calculated strike. Welcome to the intoxicating world of Dear Ex, where Kim Yoo-jung doesn't just play a villain, she becomes the storm that redefines redemption. From the moment the screen flickers to life, you're ensnared by the raw, unfiltered pulse of a story that pulses with the kind of urgency that makes your pulse quicken, as if the drama itself is breathing down your neck, daring you to look away. It's not just entertainment, it's a mirror held up to the fractures we all hide, amplified through a lens of glittering deception that feels all too real in today's hyper-visible world of fame and facades. The premiere on November 6th at 4 PM KST wasn't merely a launch, it was an eruption, a seismic shift in the K-drama landscape that had fans worldwide glued to their screens, devouring the first 4 episodes in one feverish gulp. There's something profoundly addictive about that relentless pace, the way the narrative hurtles forward like a train with no brakes, leaving you breathless and craving more. I felt a thrill ripple through me, that rare electric hum of discovery when a show doesn't just meet expectations, but shatters them, making the hours vanish in a haze of tension and revelation. Directed by the visionary Lee Eung-bok, whose touch graced timeless hits like Goblin and Descendants of the Sun, and co-helmed by the sharp Park So-hyun, Dear Ex arrives as a glossy noir thriller adapted from a webtoon that already whispered of darkness, but elevated here into something ferociously cinematic. Streaming on platforms like TVing, Viki, and HBO Max Asia, it marks a bold push for global accessibility, drawing in viewers from Seoul's bustling streets to quiet living rooms in distant cities, all united by the shared gasp of its opening salvo. At the heart of this maelstrom is Baek Ah-jin, brought to vivid, haunting life by Kim Yoo-jung, a character whose journey from shattered innocence to unyielding ambition feels like a slow-burning fuse lit in the recesses of the soul. Ah-jin's childhood, scarred by the unrelenting grip of family abuse, isn't portrayed as a mere backstory. It's the forge that tempers her into a blade, sharp and unyielding. Those early scenes, with their muted palettes and echoing silences, evoke a visceral ache, reminding us how trauma doesn't just wound, it reshapes, carving out spaces where vulnerability masquerades as strength. Watching young Ah-jin, played with eerie precision by a child actress whose wide eyes hold galaxies of unspoken terror, I couldn't shake the chill. It was like peering into a memory not my own, stirring a quiet empathy laced with unease, wondering how many real souls carry such invisible armor forged in fire. To navigate the chaos of her upbringing, Ah-jin hones an arsenal of survival instincts, the art of concealing emotions behind a veil of serene composure, and the keen, almost predatory ability to dissect the motivations of those around her. It's in these moments that the drama's brilliance shines, layering psychological depth with everyday subtlety, a fleeting micro-expression, a pause pregnant with intent, that turns ordinary conversations into minefields. Kim Yoo-jung infuses this with a magnetism that's equal parts mesmerizing and menacing. Her eyes, those deep pools of controlled chaos, seem to peel back layers, inviting you in while plotting your unraveling. There's a personal resonance here that lingers, a reminder of how we've all, at some point, worn masks to endure. But Ah-jin's are masterpieces of manipulation, leaving me both admiring her resilience and unsettled by its cost, as if the screen were whispering, "What would you hide to thrive?" This forged resilience blooms into an ambition as fierce as it is unforgiving, propelling Ah-jin through the treacherous corridors of the entertainment industry with a determination that knows no ethical bounds. In a world where spotlights burn as brightly as they blind, her ascent isn't a fairy tale. It's a calculated conquest, marked by alliances forged in whispers and rivals toppled by unseen hands. The setting amplifies everything. Those opulent sets, mimicking high society galas and shadowy agency boardrooms, pulse with authenticity, drawing from the very real undercurrents of K-entertainment's cutthroat glamour. The endless auditions, the whispered scandals, the relentless chase for relevance in an era dominated by social media metrics and viral moments. It stirs a conflicted admiration in me. This portrayal of a woman who claws her way up, not despite her scars, but because of them, evoking that uneasy thrill of rooting for the anti-hero whose victories feel perilously close to our own hidden hungers. Dear X heralds Kim Yoo-jung's audacious leap into the realm of the irredeemably complex, a full-throated embrace of villainy that eclipses her previous incarnations as the nation's cherished little sister in rom-coms like Backstreet Rookie or the ethereal strength of My Demon alongside Song Kang. Here, she sheds that luminous glow for something darker, more primal. A transformation that's not just skin-deep, but soul-searing, as if she's channeled the webtoon's essence and amplified it 1,000-fold in visceral intensity. The surface allure of Ah-jin, with her ethereal beauty and disarming grace, belies a psyche riddled with shadows, where angelic poise conceals a labyrinth of stratagems as ruthless as they are ingenious. It's this duality that captivates, making every frame a study in contrasts. I found myself leaning closer during her poised monologues, heart pounding with a mix of awe and apprehension, as if her charm could seep through the screen and ensnare me too, leaving a lingering disquiet that beauty, unchecked, might indeed be the deadliest weapon. Public perception adores Ah-jin as the epitome of elegance, a stunning, soft-spoken philanthropist whose generosity lights up tabloid feeds and award show red carpets. Yet it's a meticulously curated illusion, one that crumbles spectacularly when her carefully guarded interests face even the slightest threat. Those pivotal shifts, where the mask slips to reveal the predator beneath, are executed with such surgical precision that they elicit gasps, turning viewers into unwitting accomplices in her schemes. The drama weaves this revelation through interpersonal dynamics that feel achingly authentic, from tense confrontations in rain-slicked alleys to veiled barbs at lavish soirees, all underscoring how power in the spotlight is as much about perception as prowess. It hits a nerve, this exploration of duality. I felt a pang of recognition, pondering how often we applaud the polished exteriors without glimpsing the tempests within, and how Ah-jin's unmasking serves as both cautionary tale and exhilarating rebellion against performative perfection. Social media, that vast echo chamber of fleeting opinions, has erupted into a symphony of acclaim for Dear X, with timelines awash in screenshots, fan edits, and fervent threads dissecting its narrative grip. Fans can't stop effusing over Kim Yoo-jung's tour de force portrayal, hailing it as a career pinnacle that demands awards season reverence, her nuanced command of Ah-jin's fractured psyche turning every scene into a masterclass in immersion. One viewer captured it perfectly. The way Ah-jin navigates dialogues leaves you second-guessing her sincerity, a blur of manipulation and truth that blurs the line between actress and archetype. It's exhilarating, this communal buzz. Scrolling through reactions felt like joining a midnight vigil where shared awe amplifies the thrill, making me smile at the universality of that post-episode high, the kind that keeps you refreshing feeds long after the credits roll. The atmosphere Dear X cultivates is a brooding cocktail of heaviness and exhilaration, tension coiled like a spring beneath layers of suspense that unfurl with surgical timing. From the documentary-style intro that hooks you with its pseudo-true crime veneer, complete with archival footage vibes and a haunting score, to the escalating stakes of interpersonal betrayals, it's a sensory feast that demands your full attention. That opening sequence in particular lingers like a half-remembered nightmare. The young Ah-jin's immersion is so total, her terror so palpable, it sent shivers racing down my spine, evoking a profound sorrow for the child who learns too early that trust is a luxury she can't afford. In an industry often criticized for formulaic thrills, this stands apart, its deliberate pacing a breath of fresh air that builds dread organically, leaving me on the edge of my seat, equal parts enthralled and emotionally drained, yet utterly compelled to press play again. Kim Yoo-jung's evolution from the wide-eyed innocence of her early roles in Moonlight Drawn by Clouds to this unapologetic descent into moral shadows marks a shedding of skins, a bold reclamation of her artistry that feels liberating and raw. No longer confined to the archetype of youthful purity, she inhabits Ajin with a ferocity that breathes life into the webtoon original. Her physicality, the subtle tilt of her head, the predatory curl of her lip, rendering the character not just believable, but inescapably alive. Netizens are alight with praise for this immersion, one noting how her performance makes Ajin's duplicity indistinguishable from candor, pulling you into a vortex where empathy wars with revulsion. It's inspiring, this leap. As someone who's followed her journey from child star to chameleon, I felt a swell of pride mingled with goosebumps, her vulnerability peeking through the villainy like cracks in ice, humanizing the monster without excusing her, and reminding us that true acting unearths the truths we dare not voice. Echoing that sentiment, another fan lamented the rarity of such compelling female leads, pleading for Ajin's unyielding arc to persist, a plea for the triumph of the flawed over the sanitized, where immorality doesn't bow to contrition, but claims its crown. In a genre rife with redemptive arcs that tidy up complexities, Dear X dares to let its protagonist revel in ambiguity. Her manipulation's a tapestry of intellect and instinct that challenges viewers to confront their own tolerances. This resonates deeply, stirring a quiet rebellion in me against the predictable. Why must darkness always yield to light? Here, the gray prevails, and it's refreshingly, terrifyingly honest, leaving a bittersweet aftertaste that lingers like the echo of a slammed door. Diving into episode 1, the sheer volume of layered intrigue had enthusiasts buzzing, manipulation unfurling like smoke from every interaction, with Kim Yoo-jung wielding it like a maestro. Her poise in those early exchanges, feigning empathy while plotting 3 steps ahead, is a revelation that demands rewatches. I paused multiple times, replaying her inflections, struck by how her voice alone could disarm or destroy. It's a testament to her growth since Love Alarm, where vulnerability was her forte. Now, she layers it with menace, creating a performance that's as intellectually stimulating as it is viscerally gripping, evoking that rare joy of witnessing an artist at their zenith, where every choice feels electric. Adaptations often tread a fine line between fidelity and innovation, but Dear X dances across it with grace, diverging just enough from the webtoon to birth something fresh, a new vanguard in Korean storytelling that honors its roots while forging ahead. Commenters revel in this alchemy, dubbing it the dawn of a bolder era, where psychological noir meets melodrama's emotional core. The chemistry between Kim Yoo-jung and Kim Young-dae, who steps in as the devoted yet dangerously ensnared Yoon Jun-so, her childhood ally turned unwitting pawn, crackles with unspoken history, their scenes a ballet of loyalty and latent peril that feels achingly intimate. Young-dae, fresh off the charismatic highs of Shooting Stars and The Tale of Nokdu, brings a boyish earnestness that's ripe for subversion, their interplay a highlight that tugs at the heartstrings even as it tightens the noose of suspense. Watching them, I sense that rare on-screen alchemy, the kind that makes you forget the camera, pulling a reluctant tenderness from the chaos and leaving me wistful for the innocence they both mourn. That signature scene where Ajin orchestrates her sway over Jun-so, it's a pinnacle of psychological warfare, her words weaving a spell so insidious that his capitulation feels inevitable, mirroring the very manipulations that propel real-world power plays. If placed in his shoes, one can't help but concede the pull, her logic laced with allure, disarming defenses with surgical empathy. It evokes a shiver of complicity. I caught myself nodding along, only to recoil at the realization. A stark reminder of how charisma can cloak coercion, blending admiration for the craft with a sobering reflection on vulnerability's perils. The intro's stylistic flair, evoking true crime dossiers with its stark visuals and ominous narration, sets a tone that's both archival and anticipatory. The child actress's portrayal of young Ah-jin, a tour de force of precocious dread that anchors the flashbacks in unrelenting reality. Her immersion, those trembling hands, the haunted flicker in her gaze, transforms exposition into empathy's forge, making the adult Ah-jin's armor feel earned, inevitable. It was haunting, that sequence. It wrapped around me like fog, stirring a maternal ache for the girl lost to survival's grind, and underscoring how Dear X doesn't shy from trauma's tendrils but traces them with unflinching care, inviting us to witness without judgment. Kim Yoo-jung doesn't merely embody Ah-jin. She inhabits her like a second skin. Her mannerisms, the graceful arch of her brow, the velvet timbre of her threats, so seamless that the boundary dissolves, leaving audiences convinced this is no role, but revelation. From the poised elegance of red carpet struts to the feral glint in solitary moments, it's a symphony of subtlety that elevates the material. Her preparation whispers of method-acting depths, late-night script dissections, vocal coaching for that hypnotic cadence, physical training to capture the lithe menace of a panther in heels. This seamlessness breeds obsession. I replayed her soliloquies, mesmerized by the emotional undercurrents, feeling a profound respect for an actress who risks her likability to unearth truth. Her courage, a beacon in an industry that often prizes polish over profundity. In reimagining the female lead through Ah-jin's morally labyrinthine lens, Dear X challenges the saccharine tropes that have long dominated K-dramas, opting instead for a protagonist whose ambiguity invites dissection rather than dismissal. She's no villain twirling a mustache. She's a product of circumstance, her ruthlessness a warped bloom from neglect's soil, prompting questions about agency and absolution that echo long after the episode ends. This moral murkiness is intoxicating, stirring debates in comment sections and group chats alike. Does survival justify the scars it inflicts on others? It left me introspective, pacing my living room post-watch, grappling with the discomfort of empathy for the inexcusable, yet finding liberation in the drama's refusal to spoon-feed morality. A bold stroke that feels like a conversation starter in a genre evolving toward nuance. Childhood trauma, depicted not as a plot device but as the indelible architect of psyche, serves as the drama's emotional bedrock, its tendrils weaving through Ah-jin's decisions like roots in cracked earth. The flashbacks, rendered with stark intimacy, harsh fluorescence casting long shadows over familial fractures, illuminate how early wounds dictate adult wars, her hypervigilance a shield born of necessity. It's portrayed with sensitivity that avoids sensationalism, drawing from psychological insights into attachment theory and resilience, where survival strategies calcify into character. This depth resonates on a personal level, evoking memories of stories shared in hushed tones, and filling me with a quiet gratitude for a narrative that validates pain's permanence without romanticizing it, turning catharsis into a shared, healing exhale. Manipulation emerges not as overt villainy, but as an intricate thread in the fabric of daily discourse. Ah-jin's toolkit deployed in boardroom negotiations, flirtatious deflections, and even mundane coffee runs, blurring the line between savvy and sinister. These motifs, inspired by real interpersonal dynamics in high-stakes environments, underscore how influence is often invisible. A gentle nudge toward desired outcomes masked as mutual benefit. The entertainment industry's backdrop, with its echo of actual scandals like the Burning Sun fallout or agency power struggles, lends gritty verisimilitude, amplifying themes of ambition as both ladder and noose. It provokes a wry amusement in me, this mirror to society's performative underbelly, chuckling at the familiarity of Ah-jin's ploys, yet chilled by their efficacy. as if the drama were schooling us in the subtle arts of ascent, urging vigilance in our own entanglements. The early episode's plot twists, unpredictable as summer monsoons, spike engagement to fever pitch. Each revelation a domino that topples assumptions and resets the board. From alliances that sour in a heartbeat to betrayals veiled in affection, the narrative's agility keeps pulses racing, rewarding attentive viewers with Easter eggs from the webtoon, while surprising with original flourishes. This unpredictability is a masterstroke, fostering that addictive just one more compulsion. After episode 4, I sat stunned, mind reeling from the cliffhanger's audacity, a cocktail of frustration and elation that only heightens the anticipation for Thursday's dual drops. It's the mark of superior storytelling, not shock for shock's sake, but twists that deepen character and theme, leaving me exhilarated, as if I'd run a marathon of emotions, eager for the finish line, yet dreading its approach. Beneath Ajin's villainous veneer, Kim Yoo-jung unveils an emotional spectrum that humanizes without softening. Flashes of raw vulnerability and solitary confessions, or haunted reveries that pierce the armor, revealing the girl who never quite escaped the cage. These glimpses, sparse yet searing, showcase Yoo-jung's range, the quiver in her voice during a memory's resurgence, the solitary tear that betrays the facade, all rendered with a fragility that contrasts her command, making Ajin not just formidable, but tragically whole. It's these layers that elevate the performance from impressive to iconic. I felt a lump in my throat during one such interlude, the ache of unhealed wounds mirroring universal longings for absolution, and marveling at how Yoo-jung wields subtlety like a scalpel, carving empathy from antipathy in strokes that linger like afterimages. Ultimately, Dear X heralds a daring metamorphosis in K-drama's narrative DNA, sidelining well-worn cliches for a plunge into profundity that prioritizes character excavation over contrived resolutions. In an era where streaming wars demand innovation, this series, with its fusion of thriller tropes and introspective drama, positions itself as a vanguard, influencing future tales to embrace the uncomfortable, the unpolished truths of human ambition. Lee Eung-bok's direction, with its kinetic camera work and moody cinematography that shifts from sun-drenched facades to nocturnal abysses, amplifies this evolution, while the ensemble, including the steely Bae Soo-bin as Ah-jin's estranged father, whose strained paternal bonds add familial shrapnel to the plot, ensures no performance overshadows, but harmonizes in a chorus of complexity. Reflecting on it all, there's a profound satisfaction in witnessing this shift. It feels like K-drama's growing up, shedding youthful exuberance for mature introspection, and leaving me hopeful, heart full, for the stories yet to unfold in its wake. As the episodes cascade forward, Ah-jin's entanglements deepen, drawing in figures like Kim Do-hoon as the enigmatic counterpart whose own shadows mirror hers, their collisions sparking intellectual fireworks amid the deception. Do-hoon, known for his brooding intensity in It's Okay to Not Be Okay, infuses his role with a quiet volatility that complements Yoo-jung's fire, their scenes electric with unspoken challenges. The drama's exploration of these dynamics, loyalty tested in the crucible of self-interest, echoes broader cultural conversations around mental health and relational toxicity, subtly nodding to resources like Korea's growing emphasis on trauma-informed therapy, without preachiness. It's thoughtful, this integration. It made me pause, appreciating how entertainment can educate covertly, stirring a gentle optimism that such narratives might normalize seeking help amid the glamour's grind. Fan fervor extends beyond performances to the production's meticulous craft. The score, a haunting blend of orchestral swells and minimalist pulses composed by a rising auteur, underscores emotional pivots with precision. While costume design, Ah-jin's wardrobe a progression from subdued neutrals to bold crimson assertions, visually charts her empowerment. These elements coalesce into an immersive tapestry that rewards dissection. Online forums brim with theories on symbolic motifs, like recurring motifs of shattered glass reflecting fragmented psyches, turning passive viewing into active engagement. Joining those discussions felt communal, a digital hearth where strangers bond over shared obsessions, warming me against the chill of solo binging and highlighting drama's power to connect across divides. Yet, it's the quiet revolutions Dear X ignites in its audience that truly endure. The way it prompts re-evaluation of personal narratives, questioning how our own traumas script our strategies, and whether ambition's price is ever too steep. Ah-jin's unrepentant trajectory challenges the redemption mandate, positing that some arcs curve toward acceptance of self, flaws and all, a philosophy that feels radically empowering in its honesty. This philosophical undercurrent, woven without didacticism, invites lingering contemplation. Post-episode, I journaled reflections on my own masks, finding clarity in the discomfort. Grateful for a story that doesn't just entertain but provokes growth, like a conversation with an unflinching friend. Expanding on the industry's satire, Dear X skewers the idol system's absurdities, from rigged votes to parasocial exploitations, with Ah-jin's machinations exposing the rot beneath the gloss, drawing parallels to real reckonings like the #MeToo wave in Korean entertainment. This timeliness adds bite, making the fiction feel prophetic. It's cathartic, watching her dismantle the gatekeepers, evoking cheers for every toppled pedestal, and a sobering nod to ongoing reforms. The humor, dark and dry, punctuates the tension. Ah-jin's sardonic asides landing like velvet daggers, preventing overload, and leaving me chuckling through the unease, appreciating the balance that keeps the thriller humming without tipping into melodrama's mire. Kim Young-dae's Jun-seo, with his puppyish devotion curdling into obsession, embodies the collateral damage of Ah-jin's orbit. His arc a poignant foil that humanizes her isolation. Their shared history, glimpsed in sepia-toned flashbacks of playground promises, underscores how proximity breeds both salvation and snare, a dynamic rich with dramatic irony. Young-dae's expressive range, from wide-eyed adoration to dawning horror, mirrors the viewer's journey, making his entrapment palpably tragic. It tugged at something tender in me, this portrayal of love's darker mutations, reminiscent of cautionary tales in literature like Gone Girl, and reinforcing the drama's thesis that unchecked attachment can corrode as surely as neglect. As episodes progress, the ensemble's interplay, Lee Eung-bok's sharp-tongued rival adding sparks of wit, Bae Su-bin's patriarchal figure a study in regret's erosion, builds a world teeming with motivations, where no one is purely victim or villain. This polyphony enriches the narrative, turning Dear X into a mosaic of moral relativism that defies easy binaries, much like real life's tangled webs. The satisfaction of these interconnections is profound. It mirrors the complexity of human societies, leaving me intellectually sated, pondering alliances in my own circles with renewed curiosity, and celebrating a show that trusts its audience to navigate the nuances. The visual storytelling, from aerial shots of Seoul's glittering skyline juxtaposed with claustrophobic interiors, crafts a metaphor for isolation amid acclaim, enhancing thematic depth without words. Cinematographer's choices, soft focus halos around Ah-jin's good deeds dissolving into harsh chiaroscuro for her schemes, visually narrate her schizophrenia, a technique borrowed from noir masters like Hitchcock, yet refreshed for modern screens. This artistry elevates the viewing to aesthetic reverence. I savored the frames like fine wine, the beauty belying the brutality, and felt an artist's appreciation for how form serves function, making each episode a gallery of guarded emotions. In the broader K-drama renaissance, Dear X stands as a fulcrum, bridging the rom-com dominance of the 2010s with the thriller surge of the 2020s. Think The Glory or Mine, but with a feminine gaze that centers agency over victimhood. Its success, evidenced by skyrocketing viewership metrics and international subtitles in multiple languages within hours of drop, signals a maturing market hungry for depth. This evolution excites me. A fan since Boys Over Flowers, witnessing the genre's global bloom. It's like watching a childhood friend mature, shedding awkward phases for confident strides, and promising tales that challenge as much as they charm. Ah-jin's linguistic prowess, her dialogues laced with double entendres and psychological jujitsu, turns verbal sparring into spectacle, showcasing Yoo-jung's command of dialect and delivery honed through theater roots. These exchanges, scripted with webtoon fidelity yet amplified for screen rhythm, pulse with subtext that demands subtitles poetry. It's intellectually playful. Decoding her barbs felt like a game, sharpening my own conversational acuity, and underscoring language's dual role as bridge and blade in power's arsenal. The drama's pacing, a deliberate crescendo from simmer to storm, mirrors Ah-jin's internal escalation, with montages of her rise, montage sequences blending paparazzi flashes with solitary strategizing, compressing years into minutes of kinetic energy. This temporal elasticity keeps momentum taut, preventing lulls. After the binge, I craved that rhythm like a heartbeat, the highs and valleys syncing with my own adrenaline, a testament to editing's alchemy in sustaining immersion across binge sessions. Delving into production anecdotes, whispers of on-set improvisations where Yoo-jung suggested Ah-jin's improvised taunts, or Youngdae's method dives into obsessive psychology, humanizes the craft, revealing the sweat behind the shine. Such behind-the-scenes glimpses, shared in press rounds, foster fan investment. It made me value the final product more, seeing echoes of their dedication in every polished take, and feeling connected to the creative fervor that birthed this beast. Thematically, Dear X interrogates fame's Faustian bargain, Ah-jin's zenith, a Pyrrhic victory where acclaim isolates as it elevates, echoing sentiments from stars like IU or Park Bo-gum, who've spoken on industry's loneliness. This authenticity grounds the fantasy, making Ah-jin's solitude a relatable specter. It prompted self-reflection on my digital personas, the curated feeds that mask midnight doubts, and instilled a gentle advocacy for boundaries in pursuit of dreams. Supporting arcs like Do-hoon's shadowy operative, whose loyalties shift like sand, inject procedural intrigue, blending personal vendettas with corporate espionage in a nod to spy thriller hybrids. His chemistry with the lead, wary alliances forged in mutual utility, adds procedural zest, keeping the personal epic. It's a flavorful addition. These subplots enrich the main thread without dilution, leaving me theorizing alliances. The puzzle-like structure, a delightful diversion that heightened overall stakes. Costume evolution tracks Ah-jin's metamorphosis, from childlike florals and flashbacks to power-shouldered silhouettes, symbolizing reclaimed autonomy. Designed by a veteran stylist whose portfolios graced Vincenzo. This sartorial narrative adds layers. I noted how fabrics whispered character, silk for seduction, leather for resolve, enhancing visual storytelling and evoking a fashion-forward thrill amid the tension. Sound design, from the crunch of gravel under fleeing feet to the soft chime of notification pings heralding scandals, immerses aurally, crafting an aural landscape that amplifies unease. The Foley work, meticulous in its intimacy, turns abstract dread tangible. It heightened my sensory engagement, each cue a prod to the nervous system, making the drama not just seen, but felt in bones. As global audiences flock, early data showing spikes in Latin America and Europe via Vicky's reach, Dear X cements K-content's cultural export, its universal themes of reinvention transcending borders. This diaspora delight warms me, imagining diverse viewers finding solace in Ah-jin's defiance, a bridge built from shared human frailties, and affirming the genre's power to unite in universality. Yoo-jung's post-premiere interviews, where she credits therapy sessions for accessing Ah-jin's rage, reveal a commitment to authenticity that inspires. Her vulnerability in discussing the role's toll, emotional hangovers post-filming, humanizes stardom's glamour. It's empowering, this transparency. It demystifies the process, encouraging aspiring artists to embrace the messiness, and deepening my admiration for her as both performer and advocate. The webtoon's legacy, originally serialized on Naver with fan fervor for its unfiltered anti-heroine, finds renaissance here. Adaptations tweaks, like expanded backstories for secondary characters, honoring source while innovating. Fans of the original applaud this respect. Bridging communities felt inclusive, a nod to fandom's collaborative spirit that enriches the ecosystem. Cliffhangers, masterfully deployed, weaponize anticipation. Episode 4's bombshell, a gut punch that segues seamlessly into relational fallout. Ensuring weekly water-cooler dominance, this serialization savvy sustains buzz. The wait between drops builds exquisite torture, mirroring life's suspended breaths, and making each release a ritual of reunion. In sum, Dear X isn't mere viewing. It's an odyssey through the self's shadowed veils. Kim Yoo-jung's luminous darkness, a lodestar guiding us toward uncomfortable illuminations. Its legacy promises to ripple, inspiring bolder female narratives, deeper dives into psyche's depths, and a K-drama landscape forever altered by its unflinching gaze. As I close this chapter, anticipation simmers for what's next. Heart tethered to Ah-jin's unrelenting stride, grateful for a tale that dares us to embrace the chaos within and emerge, if not unchanged, then undeniably awakened.